Dante the poet wanted very much to be Dante the pilgrim, and the problems of representing that maybe come to a head in the Paradiso, is why it's so sort of theological, why you use so much sort of abstruse philosophy and theology. And I guess I was wondering if you could sort of talk about that problem of representation, both in the difficulty of representing it in art and also representing it in verse.
Let me try to answer that by saying, as we get closer and closer to the end of Paradiso, these glorious figures of Mary and the saved souls, all going with the pilgrim to the final heaven. It always seems to me, I don't have my poem with me right now, but I'll just try to paraphrase it. But it always seems to me that Dante is seeing them sort of flake out as they get higher and higher, and vanish into the nowhere of the final heaven. And it always seems to me as if he's saying, these are just not false fantasies. These are just the images. These are just shadows. Remember Canto 1. And they seem to be going away. As the high fantasy fails him, as he looks at God at the very end of the poem. And so he's struggling, and throughout this, Dante keeps pointing the spotlight on himself back in Italy at his writing desk, saying, my pen takes a leap over this next line. I can't get it. I can't say it. And so as he gets higher and higher and higher, and he becomes more and more of a masterful poet, we see that this is just verse, glorious verse, But that's what it is. And then at the end, he is poet meeting his past self, and the whole story starts again. I don't know if that's a good answer to your question or not.
Michael, Lee response to your question is that if you look at that medal, the ground upon which the pilgrim is walking is not level. He's ascending. And I think the idea is to imagine beyond the image itself. That's one thing. The other thing, and this also doesn't quite address your question, but it comes to mind, is that single line of teaching transgressors and converting sinners to God is the suggestion that the entire psalm, with all of its meaning and sentiments, should be understood as Michelangelo's, not just those of Dante or David, with whom Michelangelo also identified, by the way.
Can I maybe ask a further question?
Ask his permission.
What about representations of the Paradiso? Because it's both, the representation in the verse is very difficult, very abstract in some regards. It seems like hell and purgatory are represented, for instance, in that very famous picture of Dante outside the city walls.
Yeah.
Where you've got the purgatory in the background, you have sort of tableau parts of Inferno off to the left, but heaven is just sort of vaguely out there. So how are, in terms of painting or sculpture, what about representations of paradise itself?
Well,
because there seem to be fewer of those that I've seen.
It's hard as hell to do paradise. And when you look at the reproductions of Botticelli in the book, they look kind of boring. You just see the same circle. But when they brought the drawings into an exhibition in the Burlington House 10 years ago, or in the Vatican, or wherever the show was, a couple of places, and they gave visitors to the exhibition these giant magnifying glasses that they could look at these drawings, it became clear that Botticelli had represented in the most incredibly subtle ways effects of light and stars, and it was almost uncanny. But you'd have to have that. It's just very hard, and most illustrations of paradise have been boring.
And nothing's really set. Beatrice's smile is greater at each heaven. It's never the same. It's greater at each heaven. So it's always in motion. It's always moving forward. So you never really know where to stop it.
the, not semantics, but like how the angels are portrayed? Like, do you think Dante had anything to do with like how angels kind of made a shift from being in like the Old Testament, kind of like really freaking creepy, with like eyes on their wings and stuff like that, and then now they're like beautiful and like great and stuff like that. Do you think Dante had anything to do with that, like his depiction of Paradiso?
Probably, but in ways that I could never imagine myself. But if I were Botticelli or Raphael, I could probably answer your question.
That's true.
Well, we have gone on beyond our time limit, but let me remind you that it's 2 o'clock.
Well, yeah, I hope you all can come back to the afternoon